Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
This is good. Listen, a good song in the very best way.
What'd you say?
In the very best way.
Ah, nice. I can hear it.
It's, and I was the five new songs from 2019 to this year are really awesome.
Thank you.
After we speak about this, about the new songs, I'll try to do it with my best English. So excuse
You're
me.
doing great.
And
You're doing great.
and it's a really a pleasure, and I'm so happy to be with you here today
Thank,
in our modest cabin, these live connections. It's really an honor.
thank you. Likewise.
Thanks. You have done different lives this last year, chats, talks, connections. You are in Joshua Tree in the desert.
What'd you say?
In Joshua Tree.
Just what?
Joshua Tree.
Oh, Joshua Tree. Yes, Joshua Tree.
Joshua
Yes, yes. I've been in Joshua Tree the whole time.
How do you feel there?
It's the best. I love it. I was in Los Angeles for 20-something years, and I still love Los Angeles, but there's a peace out here in Joshua Tree that I just love, you know. It's easier for me to write songs in Joshua Tree. There's less things, you know. And
you have your home and the studio, no? And Fireside
yeah,
studio.
both. I have a house over there, and then this is a separate building. I have 35 acres in Joshua Tree. So a couple different buildings and stuff. So yeah, I have the house and the studio, and so yeah, it's great. I absolutely love it, and I have the best neighbors. All my neighbors are musicians and own studios, and so it's great. It's really wonderful out here.
Last year is a year to connect with the nature, the family, friends.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That absolutely. Like this whole last year, I mean, we were all kind of stuck here, but luckily for me, I have just great friends that all live around me, and we got through it.
This new studio, Fireside, see, I'm talking good. It's Fireside, no?
Yes, that's right. Fireside Sound. Yep, Fireside Sound.
You say in one interview you have wrote more in the last year than in the 20 years of in the last 20 years.
Yeah, it's true. Something about coming out to the desert. I just started writing so many more songs out here. I think it was just less distractions here than in Los Angeles. And just something about being with the nature and all the animals that are running around in front of my cabin, and just, I don't know, I just really connected to songs, and I could just, they just sounded like they were just coming to me easier out here. I could hear myself think in the desert for the first time, you know?
Well, you say you spoke in the conversation with Joseph Conrad about something. We have talked with Peter Kember for Spaceman 3 and Steve Von Til from Neurosis. Like in the nature, you're a little not consciousness about making music, and just feel like a channel or only expression, or express yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the question though? I didn't understand the question.
Do you feel like this? Like a channel, not the author or the creator of the new songs.
What's the question though? I don't understand. I don't understand the question.
Sorry.
It's okay.
It's something like be the channel and not the creator of the songs.
What are you asking about the creator?
Being in the nature with these new songs.
Yes.
This creativity is fingers go alone and no, that's well. I'll try.
It's okay. It's hard to understand the question.
Usually, the guitarist, you are consciousness about the creation. I make a song, a chord, a pre-chord, but sometimes you feel like only express yourself.
I don't.
This
I
is
still.
that
I still.
creativity is something like this. Only express yourself.
I still don't understand the question, but you mean with being out here in the desert? Is that what you mean? Do I feel it more? Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
The creativity I do out here, I do. I think it just has to do with less distractions, and I can be in touch with wherever the songs come from when I'm out here.
Well, something
Wherever
like
they come
this.
from, I
Yeah,
don't know, but
yeah,
I
yeah.
can hear them easier in the desert for sure.
Yeah, that is. um, the 5 new songs in the 2 last years with Travis, Royas, Nathan, Glenn, and you.
Yeah,
There's a new dynamic in the band, no?
there
You
is.
are,
Yeah. There is, just because, some members have changed, and,
yeah.
as you get older, you just change as human beings. So there's
Mm-hmm.
always a new dynamic, in the band. I mean, we still do what we do, but there's always a evolving and changing, dynamic
Mm-hmm.
in the band. But it works great. We all get along and we have fun together, and we like writing together, and we like touring and stuff. So, um,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I can't wait to get back out there and play.
That thoughts, no?
I'm
To
dying to get
touring
back.
again.
Yeah, I want to go to Spain, man. I love it there.
Yep. I hope so. Um, you say in interviews like Travis have an Stradivarius in his voice. He's a great vocalist.
Yeah, man. Travis can sing anything. I mean, he's one of the. He
Yeah.
really, truly, he really is one of the best singers. I mean, he has incredible. He has an incredible tool. I mean, it's
Hmm.
just amazing to see him behind the microphone. He's really, truly an amazing singer and
Hmm.
songwriter.
Yeah. And it's a lot of prolific making songs, no? You
He
have
is. He's more prolific than anybody I know. I mean, man, he writes. For every one song I write, he writes 50 songs. Like, he's really prolific. He really can write. It's incredible. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
his solo album you have recorded, no?
What'd you say?
The Travis solo album.
Yeah, I mixed it here, and I wound up playing a bunch of instruments. I played drums, lap
Hmm.
steel, dobro, guitar, percussion, I think some Wurlitzer. I just played a bunch of
Hmm.
instruments, and then I mixed it. And I did that during COVID, actually. It was a record I mixed during COVID. It's a beautiful record.
He needs really to make good songs for Blind Melon, make her songs for himself.
Say that one more time.
Um, for make good songs for Blind Melon,
Yeah.
he needs to make good songs for himself too.
Always.
They
He's
are.
he's always writing, and some songs just feel more like they're a Blind Melon song,
Mhm,
and some songs feel less like that, so then they're used for his solo record.
mhm.
But like we said, he's writing all the time, so he always has a ton of material. He probably has
Uh,
enough songs for another solo record already. I'm sure he does.
Glenn, in the new songs, he plays no, more dancing with the voice, and more than be a drummer. He's dancing with the voice and making things like only Glenn made, no?
You're right, and I like what you're saying. Like, he's dancing with the vocals. That's a good way of
Yeah,
saying what
it's
Glenn. Yeah,
yeah.
what Glenn does, he plays around and with the vocal more than most drummers just kind of lay down a beat.
Hmm.
But Glenn's like talking to the song the whole time, or dancing with the song the whole time.
Mhm.
it's the sound of Blind Melon.
Yeah,
It really
and
is.
the mix of you and Rogers, that
Yeah, all of
guitars
that.
playing.
Yeah, all of that interplay between the guitars and what Glenn does and Nathan, and it creates a sound that feels like us.
Mhm. You are happy with the new songs, with that dynamic.
Yeah, very much so.
It's a process from the first album to Soap to the Nico songs for my friends, and this song seems like a line from the beginning
Yeah,
and go to this time from today.
yeah. It's an evolution. It's an evolution, because you're talking about a long period of time between the first
Yeah.
record and these
Mhm.
recordings. But it feels like an evolution for sure. You can hear us in there, and you can also hear us trying to find a new way too.
Mhm.
As a musician, you're always trying to find a new way as well. You don't want to just be stuck. You don't want to just be
Yeah.
stuck in what you do.
Yeah.
You want to try to find something that feels fresh to you. So I think we're always after that, but also maintaining
Mhm.
the Blind Melon sound also.
Yeah. With Nathan, the new bassist, you say is the best guitarist in the band.
He's amazing. I mean, honestly, like if I get stuck on something and I don't know what the chord is, I say, Nathan, what's this chord? What is this chord? He knows everything. He's the best musician in the band. He really is super talented. I mean, he can play. He's a guitar player. He can play bass
Mhm.
amazingly, but he's a wicked guitar player, an amazing
Mhm.
guitar player.
Um, so for my friends, what's a bridge to these new intense songs? I think in your beginnings, the band is chaotic or psychedelic, but now you are playing with the intensity or the energy, not so chaotic or not so psychedelic.
Yeah, maybe a little less. Yeah, we don't do as many drugs. Maybe I don't know. I don't know why it's less psychedelic. I don't know. We're older now. We don't do those drugs, so maybe it's less psychedelic.
um, do you have all the band have home studios,
Say that again.
and the band have home
Everybody
studios.
does. Yeah.
Yeah, and you are sending one to others new songs, riffs, melodies.
Yeah, the last few years, even before COVID, records
Mhm.
get made remotely because everybody has studios and not everyone lives in the same town. So everybody has great studios. So many times, let's say Travis writes a song, he'll record it in his studio with a click track. Maybe
Mhm.
it's just an acoustic and a vocal, and
Yeah.
then he'll send it to Glenn. Glenn will play drums on it, and then it always gets sent back to me. I'll make sure it sounds good, make it sound the best, and then I'll send that to Rogers and Nathan, and they'll play guitar, bass, send it to me.
Mhm.
I'll mix it in, then I'll play my guitar part, and then I'll mix it here. So it's really the way the last couple of years records have been getting made. Obviously, when COVID hit, everyone started
Mhm.
making records this way.
Yeah.
Um, and it works. It's more fun to be in the same room together.
Yeah.
It's fun to all be together. And there's an X factor that happens when you are in the room.
Mhm.
Magical things can happen when you're kind of all together and
Yeah.
jamming and doing that. So you don't get to really do that process, but it's still you can still make great records, and everybody
Mhm.
trusts one another with their parts and stuff like that. So everyone
Mhm.
just sends in what they want to do, and it all works.
Mhm. With a lot of conversations and empathy, uh,
There's all
empathy.
that. There's all that. Sometimes it's like, oh, I don't really love that part. Can you send me something else? There's a little bit of that. Which when you're in the room, you can work those things out
Yeah.
much easier because you're right there, and it's easier to say to somebody like, hey, maybe
Mm.
try this or whatever. So that
Mm.
that process it's a little harder when you're doing it
Yeah.
remotely, but
Mhm.
but we get the job done.
What's the next step for the band? Maybe another single, another song in.
Yeah, we have another song already finished and mixed and mastered and ready to release. So we'll be releasing that probably pretty
Mhm.
soon. And I think we're just trying to figure out how to move forward. I mean, COVID's changed everything, and I know
Mhm.
people are going out and playing shows, but
Yeah.
we still want to make sure everything's safe. So we don't have any shows booked for Blind Melon yet,
Mm.
but I hope we do.
Maybe the next year
I think
in
so.
2022.
I think 2022 will be the year for us. I just think we're trying to see what happens, and there's a lot
Mhm.
of people touring now, so we'll
Yeah.
see if it works out.
Mhm. And in Europe, there are big festivals next year, or maybe we have.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, let's hope so.
Yeah. Mhm.
I sure miss it.
And yeah, yeah. It's to the musicians. You have touring a lot of years with Blind Melon and other bands, and I think it's strange, no? Be always at home producing, making songs.
Yeah, it's weird. It's been a little weird transition. It's probably the only year in the last 30 years I
Mm.
didn't play a
Yeah,
show. So,
yeah,
that's a little weird. You want to make sure you don't forget how to do it. You know what I mean? If you take that much time off, you're like, oh man, do I still know how to do it? I actually have a show next weekend. I have a show next
yeah,
weekend
yeah, yeah.
for the first time since COVID with Mojave Lords are playing a show in the park, and then in Pappy and Harriet's a really cool club here. So it's my first show in like a year and a half. So I'm pretty excited.
Who are Mojave Lords?
Mojave Lords are made up mostly with a guy named Dave Ketching, who's an amazing record producer, guitar player, played in Eagles of Death Metal, Earthlings. He
Hmm.
has his own solo record. He has
Yeah.
an amazing studio called Rancho de la Luna, which is just right
Hmm.
here. Like, he's my neighbor. And then Bingo Ritchie, an amazing singer, songwriter, and a bunch of other kind of guys are always kind of included in the Mojave Lords. So it's real fun. It's a fun band to play in. I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to it. It's going to be a great time.
yeah. Maybe jamming too, or their songs, or.
There's songs. They made a few records, so there'll be some songs, and yeah, there's always some jamming going on though.
New album. Then they are. You wanna take a new album next year, or you
What's
have
that for Blind
songs?
Melon? For
Yeah.
for Blind Melon? I mean,
Yeah.
I hope so. Yeah, it would be great to get a full length record out and go tour next year. We have
Hmm.
plenty of songs. It's just a matter of getting together to finish them, and we're still trying to figure out our schedule. But we're always writing. Everybody's always writing in the band,
Yeah.
so there's plenty of material.
Hmm. Um, the influences of the new songs, for me, they are Soup album, Nico album, and maybe Pink Floyd.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Have this. Uma Uma
Oh
era.
yeah, one of my favorites.
Listen the new songs. It's like Pink Floyd. Really?
That's cool. I love Pink Floyd so much. So that's a great compliment.
Yeah. That era. Medley, Uma Uma,
Sure.
Pompeii. That
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, that's cool. Fearless is one of my favorite songs by Pink Floyd. Fearless, which is on one of those records. Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a good song.
And who job the band now? Because the songs I think are more intense, not so acoustic in the new songs. No, is more electric or intense, or with the voice of Travis making a lot of things.
Yep.
Uh, he can make a lot of things in one
Yes, he
song.
can. You sure can.
um, who do you feel with these new songs?
I mean, I
How
think
do you
some of
feel?
them are
Sorry.
heavier. That's true, but we do
Yeah.
have a lot of we still have plenty of acoustic songs. But I think when you go out and you tour, it's easier to play the ones that are more upbeat and more fun, and
Mm-hmm.
so it's hard to make a record of all kind of slower acoustic songs because you want to go out and
Mm-hmm.
play and get people excited. So I tend to gravitate towards the songs that have more of a pocket and feel fun to play.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we definitely have plenty of acoustic material as well still.
That is for the Travis energy with her voice. It's a result of his voice.
What'd you say?
If
What'd you say about his voice?
the band can touch for this level, but with
Yeah,
Travis and his voice can make
yeah,
a little more noise or get louder or
yeah. You know why? Because Travis has such a powerful voice. He
yeah.
has such a powerful voice. He can sing over a big rock band because his voice is so powerful. He
Mm.
can cut through. He can cut through a lot of guitars and drums and stuff because his voice is
Mm-hmm.
so strong. So not every singer can do that, but we can get
Nope.
loud with Travis because yeah, not every singer can do that. But we can be really loud with Travis and rock, and he can meet us. He comes up to meet us with that energy.
Mm-hmm.
He's great at it.
He's great in these last years. He feels great. With Joseph, in the second part of your interview,
Yeah.
he talks about he's better now and
Oh
I'm more
yeah.
happier.
Yes, he's better than ever.
Uh, you make a little job of Big Brother or with your band campaign. Um,
Say that one more time.
you make a little the figure of Big Brother or Safe.
To Travis, you mean?
You with Travis, you and the
Yeah.
band.
Yeah, I think automatically I'm older than him, so I probably always he feels like a little brother to me that I'm looking after for sure. Always. But I tell you, he looks after us too. You know what I mean? It goes both ways. He
Yeah,
looks after us.
yeah.
He really has his shit together now, so he's probably looking after us more than we used to look after him.
When I talk about this conversation, uh, the words respect, friendship, love, music, that is Black Melon.
Yeah, that's the ultimate goal is for it to always feel like that way when you're in a band. Friendship, family. You know, it's all those things are important when you're in a band. You want it to
Mm-hmm.
feel like a family for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
go through a lot being in a band, so it makes you closer and it makes you feel
Mm-hmm.
like a family because the amount of stuff you go through.
Is the only road to enjoy being a band?
What'd you say?
Is the only road
Oh yes.
to enjoy?
Yes, and sometimes being a band can be very difficult, and sometimes it's really, really can be really, really tough.
Yeah.
And then it's not as enjoyable when it's tough, and
Mm-hmm.
and people are not getting along. But we get along great now, and I think everybody's older and respects
Mm-hmm.
everybody more, and it's good now.
Yeah. Um, like producer, you have from Rick Parasa in the first record.
Yep. What was it?
Um, a connection is now.
Say that again. What was the question?
Yeah, yeah. Like you have job with Rick Parasa, Andy Wallace,
Oh,
Mike Napolitano.
yeah.
What is your position of the producer in a recording?
Oh, well, right now I've been producing the records, you know, we're not working with somebody else. I've been producing records for the past 30 something years. So, um, you know, everyone knows what they want, and I'm just more of the quarterback. You know what I mean? Like a producer is a little bit of a quarterback in the Blind Melon position, where you're kind of hearing everybody's comments and trying to make them all
Mm-hmm.
cohesive and make the song better, I would say. I mean, that's the job, you know. I think when we were younger, working with the producer was different because we didn't know as
Mm-hmm.
much. So they were maybe teaching us more things. But I mean, in Blind Melon, everybody knows how to make a record. So, you know, as a producer, I'm just trying to organize it all and trying to get everybody's thoughts together. You know, it's really that process for me
Mm-hmm.
now.
Um, uh, make easier the communication, maybe
You,
the communication in the band.
easier because I'm producer.
Um, um, uh, uh, fa- uh, ah, um, sorry.
It's okay.
Um, es que sería facilitar. Make easy the communication with the band members.
I mean, are you asking, is it easier to communicate?
No, your position, like
Yes.
producer,
Yes.
is make easier the communication.
Yeah, it can make it easier, and it can also make it harder in a sense because I'm also the
Oh,
guitar
well,
player in the band. You know what I mean?
well,
So I think
yeah,
I'd like to think the band trusts me and knows I'm making decisions based on wearing my producer hat, not my guitar player hat. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So like as
yeah,
the guitar player in the band, if I'm mixing a song, you know, I have to make sure that I don't want to make myself louder because I'm the guitar
yeah.
player. As a producer, I want Rogers maybe to be louder in a spot because that's the best thing for the song as the producer. So I
Mhm.
try to always wear my producer hat when I'm working with Blind Melon because I can't just be the guitar player because the
Yeah.
guitar player just wants his guitar to be loud at all times. So you know what I mean? So, you know,
Yeah.
and many times I think sometimes I overcompensate because of that. And sometimes Travis will have to say like, hey, turn your guitar up. You know what I mean? Like you've
Yeah.
overcompensated, your guitar is so too
Yeah.
low, you know? So I think I'm always conscious of wearing both hats. And
Yeah.
I'm constantly saying to, you know, people when I'm working with them and playing with them, like, I wear the producer hat first. I'm always after
Mhm.
trying to make the song the best, even if it means my
Mhm.
part gets erased or I mute
Yeah.
my part. You know what I mean? And I think I've been doing it for so long that I think I've gotten really good at wearing the producer hat as opposed to just thinking like a
Mhm.
guitar player. You
But
know,
I think you are in that position always.
I am. I am.
Yeah.
Even on the records
From
that
the
I
beginning
produced that
too.
aren't Blind Melon.
In the beginning too. You are in a second place in the interviews with media. You feel more comfortable in that position. Maybe
In what position? Which position?
second place. In second place.
Maybe so.
Soap is not in Soap album.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Yeah. I know. That's a sore subject. Don't bring up a sore subject.
Yeah, that's a fact. You love this song, Soap.
Do I?
You love it.
Oh, it's probably my favorite song I wrote with Shannon and
So it's
Rogers for that
awesome.
matter.
It's
It's
really,
really the best.
really awesome.
It's the best combination of what Rogers and I do because I wrote sort of the first part of the song and then the very
Mm-hmm.
outro is what Rogers.
Yeah.
So it's a great combination for us as guitar players. And then Shannon just took what I wrote and just
Mm-hmm.
wrote lyrics to it immediately, and I think it's one of my absolute favorite songs.
For me, there are three songs: Walk, Mouthful of Calories, and Soap.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That
thank you.
three
Those are
songs
some
are
of my three
really good.
favorites too. Yeah, thank you.
Well, I say from the last 25 years, is the prettiest song of the world.
Wow. I'm just seeing a there's a lizard, albino lizard just went right in front of my, oh, I wish you could have seen it. It was like a lizard this big
Yeah.
that was white. Yeah, it just went right in front as we were talking. I got distracted because I saw a giant lizard right there. It's like a zoo. It's like a zoo right here. I'll show you my view. You know, it's like a zoo. I'm looking out. I don't know if you can see out the window,
Nice,
but like,
precious.
you know, I can see the like, little lizard right there.
Yeah. Snakes too, no?
Oh yeah, we got snakes.
Snakes? Yeah.
Yeah, we got some snakes.
And friend of snakes, no? You have a visit a couple
Yeah,
months?
yeah. There's a great girl named Danielle here who she helps people get rid of the snakes because we don't kill them out here. You know, they're important to
Mm-hmm.
to the nature. So
Yeah.
if you find a rattlesnake on your yard, you call her up. Her name's Danielle,
Yeah.
and she comes over and she takes the snake and just moves it away. Doesn't kill it, just
Mm-hmm.
moves it away. So, but yeah, we had a rattlesnake last year. I was making the Afghan Wigs record with Greg
Yeah.
Dooley, and he walked out of my house and he didn't see it, and then I walked right after him, and there was a rattlesnake, a big rattlesnake, right in my patio.
The album of Greg was the last in the other studio and first in new studio.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. How'd you know that?
Yeah.
How'd
Ah.
you know that?
I feel like more than an album, Travis make a classic album, but Greg makes like different pictures or
Yeah. Yeah, he's amazing. He's an amazing songwriter. I've been working
yeah.
with him for years. We've done quite a few records together, and he's one of the best songwriters. I mean, it's
Mhm.
just it's really a privilege to work on those records. They're fun records to make. I'm getting ready to go to New Orleans in 2 weeks
Yeah.
to continue working on the Afghan Wigs record, which is going to be amazing.
Mhm. Afghan Weeks I saw 4 years ago, and was an incredible show.
Yeah,
Um,
cool. Where'd you
Greg
see them?
in Barcelona,
Nice.
and in the Apollo. You play in Apollo.
I did.
You play in Apollo too.
I did the
Many
same
years.
place.
Yeah, the red place with lamps.
Oh yeah, beautiful
Now.
place. Beautiful city too. What a great city.
You love touring,
I do.
and yeah,
I do.
and go
I
to
love it.
local places and
I do. I love it. I miss it. For me, like traveling and meeting people and going to like the best museum in that city and just walking around, going to the market wherever I am. Like I love it. It's one of the things I love the most about touring is just
Mhm,
getting out there, seeing new things, meeting people. It's just it's a privileged life to be able to do it, really.
mhm.
And I love
When
it.
the kid goes from Pennsylvania to LA, maybe a part of be a rock star is that traveling, no, around the world.
I mean, it's just I always dreamed of it, you know. So when it comes true and you get to travel the world in a band, it's just you just feel really lucky, you know. And I love everything about it. I really do. I don't like being away from my family, but I love everything else about
Mhm.
touring. I really do.
Your family with your girl is your girl
Pennsylvania, yeah. Yeah.
from many years ago, no?
Yeah, high school sweetheart. I knew her since the third grade. It's
It's
crazy.
pretty,
Yeah.
yeah. She's with you in the more complicated moments in the year to explain things. A
Say that
confident,
again.
no?
What was the question?
She was a confidant for you in
Yeah.
many times.
Oh, absolutely. Because, you know, it's amazing. We've been through so much together. And, you know, and when a band kind of, you know, has that success, it's pretty crazy, you know. Your
Hmm.
life is flipped upside down in that
Yeah.
moment. But I think I did have a sense of stability because she was not crazy and she was
Hmm.
stable, you know, and I
Hmm.
definitely think she helped keep my feet on the ground when our world got flipped upside down with the success. It was pretty nuts,
Hmm.
you know. So I feel like I always had a bit of extra grounding because of her.
Hmm. Maybe that seems to be connect and to be strong with family, with friends, with the band members.
Yeah.
Uh, was a
All that's important because, you know, when you're having that success, it's just so weird to you, and it's just such a bizarre thing to have, you know, when the song kind of becomes
Mhm,
what it became. It's just life gets weird. So having friends around that you've known
mhm,
for a long time and people that you love, those are the
mhm.
people that you kind of come back to feel normal, to try to
Mhm.
feel normal, you
Yeah,
know, because
yeah.
your life is not normal because you're, you
No.
know, selling records and
Mhm.
touring and on the covers of
Yeah.
magazines, and that's not normal life. That's weird, you know. So it
Mhm.
feels good to come home and, you know, hang out with family and friends.
Normal person around this crazy world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, all I can say, the documentary
Yeah.
uh, wins here in Barcelona the festival Inedit Festival win the award. It's a festival of music documentaries.
Oh, that's
Is
cool.
the biggest festival of music documentaries is here in Barcelona,
Oh, wow.
and that documentary wins the award.
It did.
Um, yeah,
It
last
won.
year.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
no, I sent to you
That's fantastic.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We speak here with a member of that organization of the festival, and speak about that documentary and view the premiere here in Spain.
Wow. I wish I could
And
have been there for the premiere.
I feel more emotions, more, a lot of emotions watching this. Um, First, we can speak about who is Danny Clinch for you.
Oh, well, he's
About
one of my
many
absolute.
years.
Yeah, Danny's is has been one of my absolute best friends for many years. I
Hmm.
mean, you know, he's part of the Blind Melon family without a doubt. I mean,
Yeah.
we call him the sixth member because anytime
Hmm.
he was ever around, we made him get on stage with us and play harmonica and sing. And so
Sí.
he's the sixth Blind Melon member, I would say, Danny. And Danny and I are making we're making a record together. Just me and Danny Clinch are making this record, and it's going to be
Yeah.
amazing. We're a few songs into it, and it's going to be very special. And I'm very proud of it, and very excited for people to hear this new Danny Clinch record. It's going to be amazing. He has the most amazing voice, and people don't realize that. He's such a good photographer. People don't realize how
Yeah.
great he is as a singer, but people are going to find out soon.
Perfect. One of the special moments in Bustock life was when Change ends with you, Danny playing harmonica, and Shannon, three, and a big hug and kisses,
Yeah.
and that was the most special moment in all in in all the life, in all the concert.
Yeah, thanks. That was a great moment. I'll never forget that. Ever. I'll never forget that moment. Yeah.
And that smiles are the smiles of we are here, we are enjoying.
Yeah. Yeah. What a great moment. Yeah, that's great. That's cool. I can't wait to
Uh,
get back on stage with Danny again, honestly.
um, to make that documentary, Danny have 250 hours of images and
it was about 250 hours of Shannon's videos that he shot. So it was it's hard to make a movie like that, and that's why it took a long time. And it's a testament to Danny and Taryn and Colleen, the three people who directed the movie, to actually make it feel, cohesive and create a storyline, because they were just giving tapes, it wasn't a movie, just here's some tapes, and I think they did an amazing job. I couldn't be happier with it. I think it's a beautiful movie, and it's a great portrait of a great artist, which was Shannon.
He makes the film, wanna make a film director in the future.
He would have made movies. He really loved it. I mean, I think if he was still around, he'd be making movies. I actually do think he would have moved into some movie stuff for sure.
Always make the things with passion. Is that that energy, that a lot of emotions, but always with passion.
That's the answer to life. Do everything with passion, though, isn't it? That's the answer to life right there. Do everything with passion. And he did, lots of passion, sometimes too much passion.
But this is so human. It's a human thought. It's a human fail or a human good thing, but it's human.
Yes. Is that a question or a comment?
No, a comment.
Okay, yeah, I agree. I agree.
The begins of the band in that documentary explains the begins. Last scene and then go to the begins.
Yeah.
And
it starts at the end. It starts at the end and then starts again at the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a necessary thing to complain all that 5 years, that 5 crazy and so fast years.
Yeah. What was the first thing you said about the 5 years?
That first scene is necessary, needed to complain all the film, because he is a pure energy.
He was,
and that scene makes the explains. It's a hard decision when you see this, and Danny and all the band. When
Would
you say this,
what was the question?
When you have see that scene, that last scene, it's a collective decision to put the first.
You're talking about the first scene in the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so painful. You know what I mean? To watch that is very, very painful. I mean, it's really hard to watch, because he looks fine. You know what I mean? He looks okay. And the fact that he's gone a couple hours later, when I saw the film and I saw that footage, it made me more confused, because I'm like, how did he die? He looks totally fine. So it actually it shook me up a little bit, that scene, because he just looks fine. So I don't understand what happened from that scene, and then an hour or 2 hours later he's gone. I don't, that scene actually confused me. I mean, it's a perfect scene for the movie and all that, but it threw me off a little bit. You expect to see somebody like out of their mind if they're gonna die in a couple hours. He's completely fine. He's sober. He's drinking water. Drinking water.
And talking and
talking to his girlfriend. So when I saw that scene, it almost made me more frustrated, and it made me have more questions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It made me
Yeah.
wonder what happens from then to when he
Yeah.
passes away, because that looks like a guy that's going to get up in a couple hours, get to sleep, and then have a great show. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it confused me, that scene. You know?
Hmm. It's a collective decision to put the first,
What'd you say?
or it's a collective, a groupal decision to put this scene the first,
You know what? The whole movie is
or
Danny's.
Danny, or Dan.
It's yeah.
Vale, well,
It's Danny, Taryn
well,
Gold, and Colleen Hennessy. Those three
vale,
made all the
well.
decisions. And when we talked about doing the movie, we trusted Danny because he was our friend, and we
Well,
just said, if we're gonna do this movie, we have to trust you. You know, you can't let us tell you
wow,
what to do
perfect.
with the film. It won't be as good. You know what I mean? So we
Yeah.
had full trust in Danny and Colleen and Taryn, and we just we trusted their vision. That is their vision on film, and Shannon's vision.
Perfect. Yeah. It's this
Yeah.
the Shannon vision of that years.
Yeah.
And I think it's a little a percent for you are there, and he's with the cam always recording, and
Yeah.
and that's a little present, I think so. A little present for you and for his friends.
Yes, it is. Yeah. I'm grateful that he filmed. I used to hate it when he filmed because it used to just drive me crazy. But yeah, what a gift he left behind, you know. It feels like a great gift that he left us. You know, here's the life we had. I'm leaving this for you. You know what I mean? Make a movie of it, you know. So it was the ultimate gift, you know.
I see this, and I'm with you, and we are living this, and we are here, and we are enjoying this, and we are traveling, we are signing contracts, and all the moments are special.
Yeah, I know. I'm really glad he was covering it, you know. And we were lucky also. Back to Danny Clinch, who was our friend. You know, Danny was there with his camera a lot, so we were a lot of our career is it's covered. You know, we have beautiful pictures from Danny toured with us, you know, in the '90s. Got on the tour bus and toured around Amsterdam and all through Europe with us and stuff. And so between Danny's archive of our career and Shannon, you know, it was covered in a really great way, and I'm really grateful that it was you know, as an older man now, I can look back and look at all that great footage and look at all the great pictures and show my son. And so it's I feel lucky that our career was covered, you know, lots of pictures.
One thing, in a lot of interviews, you say expression with that about that years, too fast.
Yeah,
too fast.
I mean, it's just crazy.
Everything
you know?
is too fast. First concert, 10 persons, and in couple months, contracts, make a record.
Yeah, it was quick. Things happened really fast for us. I mean, it really did. It happened really fast, and then when the record came out, it didn't like sell a lot right away. So that took like another year for that to kind of sell. But everything else was happening really quick. You know, record deal. You know, make a record, and we even before our record was out, we were on tour with Guns N' Roses playing stadiums. So it was just like it was a lot happened in a short period of time for us. I like to say to people we only had a 5-year career, but it sure feels like a 25. You know, you fit 25 years of life. You fit 25 years of life in a 5-year career. You know, at that level of crazy and you know, as much work as we were doing, we never had time off. We were, you know, so we fit a whole lot of life into those 5 years.
And you are a band with a lot of 2 years jamming, composing the first record.
Yeah, I guess it was about that much time. You're right. Yeah, we went to North Carolina and kind of learned how to play together as a band, and we did do all that right when we got a record deal. Great
You have
memories.
the first demos, the first songs, and from the record was 2 years, I think so.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
This is not usual,
Not what?
not usual, not
Not.
habitual, not that thing is not usual,
Oh, not
not
usual. Yes.
normal. No,
Yeah,
no.
I got you. Yeah, we had a pretty unusual career, I would say. We didn't play one live show before we even had a record deal. So,
Mhm.
yeah, it was a pretty unique career for sure.
4 days ago, No Rain made 29 years. 4 days
Wow.
ago, the 8th of June, on
Wow.
Tuesday. Tuesday,
That's right. That's right. 29 years ago. Wow, that's wild.
20 years.
I must be
What a
old.
travel. What a travel.
That's wild. It's incredible we're still talking about it 29 years later. It's just amazing. I feel
Mm.
lucky again. Feel very lucky.
Maybe that teenager was in you like, wow.
Yeah, I wish I could talk to myself as an 18-year-old right now. And yeah. Yeah, it's wild. I had no idea. I had no idea. I had no idea. I had no idea.
um, the people still love this song,
Yeah.
and maybe with the good times live with that music, with your music, that the power of the music, no, the regrets, the collective regrets, and
Yeah, I
collective
think
emotions.
I think that song reminds people of a certain time in their life if they heard it 29 years ago when it came out. And I think it gives people a good feeling, and I think that's why the
Mm,
song continues to live on. It just
mhm.
it's it just it makes people feel a certain way, and they feel good. So
Yeah,
the song still survives.
yeah. The songs sounds great. 20 years before sounds great. It's a
Thanks.
good song.
Yeah,
You can
thanks.
say, you can feel like a good song, a really
Yeah,
good song.
yeah, and I think that when I hear it, I'm like, man,
Maybe with the
that is a
five,
good song.
maybe with the five first years, but with 30 years,
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I'm really grateful for the song, boy. It changed all of our lives.
yeah. Um, what's more, the song, the video, the song and the video, the song, the video, and the moment.
It's both. I think it's all the above.
Yeah.
I think it's a perfect
Hmm.
it's a perfect combination of us doing all the touring and building a following before the song happens, and
Hmm.
it's a perfect video that people
Hmm.
relate to,
Yeah.
and it's just a combination of that, and our record company was fantastic, Capitol Records.
Hmm.
They get the credit for knowing how to get that
Hmm.
out to the masses, and
Hmm.
it was a great combination of all those things kind of lining up and working, and
Hmm.
the song became a hit.
Speaking before with a friend, with Victor, before that conversation, his producer, and he speaks about your album was in a little town in Spain and in in a little shop, and that's incredible.
Yeah,
One
it is.
band of United States
Yeah,
arrives
yeah,
to a small town around the world.
yeah. That blows my mind. That's incredible
Mm.
to think that something you wrote finds its way, and somebody's
Mm.
listening to it in some town that you don't
Mm.
know, very far away. I mean, it's a beautiful
Yeah.
thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Um, uh, Talking with Joseph Conrad, I'll try to make an answer, a more extensive answer. So, I'll try to do. Talking with Joseph Conrad, Roger Sanju said Shannon something like he had all the emotion, and Blind Melon was that chaos, control, smiles, destruction, that pure energy. We talked before about this, no, about that concept, pure energy. Um, I think I told to you one night I found myself watching videos of old videos and new videos, and I cry after feeling many of those emotions.
Yeah.
I guess sometimes we connect with them um, for with the music, or the music is the car or the vehicle to um, to those emotions, to
Yeah.
bring out
Yes, to bring out. Yes. Yeah, the song is
to
the
bring
vehicle to bring out those emotions. You're right.
yeah.
Yeah.
uh,
Well said.
and that is universal.
Always. Yeah.
um, that's your shirt as a composer.
Is that my what as a composer?
Yeah.
What was the question? Is that my what?
Bring out those emotions.
Yeah, is that my thought as a composer? Is that what you said? Always, absolutely.
Yeah.
Everything's about making somebody feel a certain way. It's always about here, not here. You know, when you're writing a song,
Hmm.
I don't want anyone to think about anything. I just want them to feel it. You know what I mean? That's
Hmm.
that's what I'm always after as a composer. You know?
You speak in interviews about the rehab, the therapeutic, about music and that power.
It's a superpower. Music is a superpower. It truly is. So it's amazing. I forgot the question.
No, is yourself. This is the legacy, the real legacy of band like Blind Melon. Around that your own career.
Yeah. What was the question though? Or is that a comment or question?
This is the legacy that bring out emotions.
Yeah. That's a great legacy to have. You know what I mean? If our songs help people, you know, get somewhere emotionally,
Mhm.
is that what you mean? That's the legacy?
I think Blind Melon is not a usual band because is intense dynamics, and with a folk past or another influences, and you make that intense and with Shannon and with Travis.
Yeah. We
It's
do.
it's a it's a line in your music
Yeah.
that
Well, you see it going through the whole career, you mean?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and in your jobs like producer too.
Yeah. 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 That's always what I'm after. You know what I mean? It's always about creating something that makes people feel something, and hopefully if they continue to feel that way for many many years, it's even
Mhm.
better. Like like No Rain and Soup and all these songs we're still talking about 30 years later. I mean, that's the ultimate
Mhm.
goal, is to make people still feel something 30 years later or 50 years
Mhm.
later. Who knows how long we'll be talking about?
No,
Yeah.
with All Nation, with other projects,
Yeah.
that's a sign. In your in
I hope so.
yeah.
I don't want to
Perfect.
make music. I don't want to make music that makes people not feel anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's definitely not something I'm after. You know?
that's the word with an album like Soup. after a first album with millions copies, not make pop hits, make music, not
Yeah,
no hits. That's
yeah,
the real war in that years.
yeah. Well, we were lucky because we had a hit with the first record. We were
Yeah.
felt a sense of freedom to go in and make
Mm-hmm.
the exact record that we wanted to make. We didn't feel like, oh, we
Mm-hmm.
have to go make more hit songs. In our minds,
Mm-hmm.
we were like, well, we made a hit. Now we could go make a cool record. You know, we could do whatever we want. And that's why the Soup record sounds like the Soup record, is it's a band that
Yeah.
is free and
Yeah.
trying to push forward and not recreate what they just created.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why the Soup record worked so well, is there was a sense of freedom and exploration
Yeah.
that we were
Yeah.
allowed to feel because we already had
Mm-hmm.
a hit, you know.
Soup is a really awesome album from that year. The reviews are well, but with the years, was an incredible album.
Yeah,
Intense, real, pure,
yeah.
with many overdubs, strings, chords, and instrumentation, and so original.
Thank you. But yes, it got terrible reviews when it came out, you
Yeah.
know, years ago, and then it took years, and then now people seem to like it more than they liked it
Mm-hmm.
even back then. You know.
I share that text from one reviewer. It's a good album. No, don't be afraid. Don't be disgusted.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. Well, we're still talking about it, so I guess it worked out, you know. But yeah, it was not well received. I think people expected to hear another No Rain on that record, and I think, you know, some of the reviewers, when they didn't hear another No Rain, I think, you know, they
Hmm.
wanted to tear the record down or didn't understand the record, you know.
No, no. Walk, Mad for Cavities, are
Yeah.
awesome. And
Yeah.
the rest of the songs, eh? But
Yeah.
Walk of Mad for Cavities are acoustic songs, lyric songs, and precious songs. Um, and to end the conversation, I hope you feel comfortable. Excuse, excuses about my English. I'll try to do, but all the band is respectful with the legacy, the family, Nico, the Melon heads. I love this because this is more than music.
Exactly. It's all the above.
You decide if you wanna to play to 10 friends. You do this.
Yeah. Is that a question or a comment?
No, it's a comment.
Okay, yeah.
The Melon
Yes.
Fest, the videos of the Melon Fest, your collaborations with
Oh, yeah.
the Vigilias and
Yeah.
well,
It
the
doesn't matter if
support
it's
to
10 people or
the
10,000
support to
people.
Nico.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's 10 people or 10,000 people. You're just making that connection with people, and that's always a beautiful thing. That's always what I'm after, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, to end, want to answer to some questions of the people is here. 2 or 3 questions, yeah?
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, bueno, pues podéis, you can tell any questions to Christopher.
Please ask the question. I see someone saying something right
Yeah.
here. I'll let you pick, and then I'll answer.
Eight. I thought so. What are your thoughts on the documentary? All I can say.
I'm
What are your?
I'm just so proud of it. you know, I got to work on the film score as well, so I'm proud of the music I made for the film as well. But I think it's the ultimate gift that Shannon left all of us behind. It's just the ultimate gift. And I think Danny, Karen, and Colleen worked so hard on it. I'm beyond grateful because it took many years to make this documentary. And there was many times when I didn't think it was going to get finished. So I think the documentary is incredible, and I'm just beyond grateful to have it.
I have a question. In one of your lives, it's really funny with new songs, and you play Shannon new song. Bueno, Shannon song. Inedit, Shannon's inedit song in a live in YouTube 1 year ago, maybe.
I'm confused. Say it one time. What did I do?
1 year ago.
Oh, I played a Shannon song. Oh yeah.
We can listen a Shannon song.
Oh yeah, I did. I play just a little. I just played a little bit of it.
Yep. An inedit song.
Oh yeah, and
what you
there we are. We got cut off.
Yeah.
We got cut off. I didn't get a chance to say goodbye properly.
It's wonderful.
Should I answer another question?
I have one. 1 year ago, you put a song of Shannon.
Yes.
An inedit song. Maybe recorded with a tape recorder or.
Yeah. We have some songs from Shannon that will get released. Some stuff that people haven't heard. So there's some great stuff to be released. So we're working on that right now. I promise.
So I wanted to say thanks to you to be with us here today. Enjoy the next week, the first concert. Enjoy like that teenager playing with his friends.
Yeah.
And your smile is the same around the years.
Nice. That's
good.
That's
good.
That's good.
That's really good.
Well, thanks a lot. It was great talking to you. I appreciate you, and I hope to be there one day having a beer with you in Barcelona.
Thanks. A big hug and have a nice day.
Okay. Love to everybody in Spain. Take care. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.